The camera has this auto versus manual setting, and auto means it's going to put all the features into automatic, like autofocus, auto exposure, things like that. And that can be okay if you don't know what you're doing, or if you are in a hurry and you just got to point and shoot real quick to get something. But the auto functions are usually not as good, and they're not as high quality as if you learn how to do it yourself. For example, if I am looking through the viewfinder here and the camera is focused on the papers over there, it sends out an infrared beam and it knows, okay, those papers are this far from my camera, so it knows how to adjust. Now if I put my hand in front, it's going to use the infrared beam to say how far my hand is and then focus on that. And then I move my hand away and it readjusts. It says, oh, okay, infrared beam goes to the papers and back, and it knows how far that is. Well, what if I have somebody standing in front of the papers and they're moving forward and back toward and away from the camera, and I just want it not to always be constantly adjusting, blurry, not blurry, blurry, blurry. Well, that's where I would need to have an autofocus. Or if I wanted to rack focus and say, okay, start on the focus of my hand and then slowly rack focus till my hand is blurry and the papers are out of focus. How do you do that? That's where manual comes in. So, in order to give us some more specific settings for each of our functions, we go over to manual, and if we look in the viewfinder here, I can see that right here AF is saying I'm on autofocus. To go to manual focus, I need to go to this button right here in front of the LCD screen, and I just give that a push and you'll see it change. Ready? I actually pushed it down. There's a little knob on it and I pushed it down. And now it says it's changed to MF, which is manual focus. And then what I can do is if this switch right here says that the ring is on focus or it can be on zoom. So if I have it on zoom and I turn, I'm zooming in and out. Whoa. Okay? Which I could also just do with this little button up here. Okay? So I'm going to zoom out a little bit. But then if I switch the button over to focus, which is what we want, now if I turn that, you should see the image getting blurrier and more in focus. So that's where manual and auto comes into play and how focus works. And the best way to focus is zoom in on your subject, set up your camera where you're going to be, zoom all the way in. If it's a person, you'd want to zoom in on the person's eyes. So let's say I want that picture to be in focus. I zoom in all the way and then I focus. Pretty good. And then right here, the button, toggle switch, I zoom out and it's going to be in focus. And since it's manual, I can move my hand in front and back and I can have something in the foreground that's blurry, but the picture is still in focus. I'm drawing our attention to that picture in the background because it's in focus. Okay? So that's how you focus. Again, if you're using a person, zoom in on their eyes. That's where you get the most detail, and that's where people are looking. Focus on their eyes, and then zoom back out and get the shot that you want.